We're talking with Doug Borowski from St. Matthew's Parish. Now, Doug, we spoke, it was a few months ago, right, about St. Matthew's Parish trying to get support to put in a Woo fridge. There's four of them in the area, and you wanted to put a fifth in there. And now, thankfully and happily, that is happening, right?
Yes, Mike, what happened and what happened wonderfully is after we put out the initial call, we needed to raise about $2,000 to put the project in place. In other words, to buy the equipment, to buy the materials, to actually build the structure and the refrigerator. And much to our surprise, we got closer to 3,000 just in the first couple of weeks.
Nice.
And so we were happy. Worcester Fridges was happy. Everybody was happy. And then there's an architect who we worked with who designed a beautiful structure that actually matches the church building, which is rather remarkable. I mean, he used some leftover materials that were hanging around in the church basement, and it's great how it came out, and it's just perfect for the space. So we got the architect, we got some students from WPI on board to weatherize the structure. We got some students from the Blackstone Valley Vocational Technical School to actually build the structure. And it went into the parking lot last week. The refrigerator is going into the building on Friday. And then this coming Sunday, we're having a dedication at 12 o'clock noon. And hopefully we're going to get a good crowd there because this is going to be a great addition to the work that's already being done by the Worcester Community Fridges.
Yeah, this is a program that I've really, I'm glad to say I was very wrong about, because when they first mentioned this a few years ago, I was like, this is going to go badly. The fridges are going to get wrecked and people are going to make a mess of them. And I was completely wrong. It's been a pretty successful program, and it provides food, mainly fresh produce, which is really important to people who need it. And then with your Woo fridge over there at St. Matthew's Parish, will you also have like a pantry for non-perishable items?
Yes, we will. We'll have a pantry, and the fridge is going to be in conjunction with two other food ministries three other food ministries that we're already involved in. We've been contributing as a parish to the South Worcester Community Neighborhood Improvement Center for many years. We take up a collection every week of food for their pantry, which they distribute to our neighbors right there in South Worcester. We also do a monthly, we call it the Four Corners dinner. Before the pandemic, it used to be an actual sit-down dinner once a month, which we're going to actually start doing again in September. But since then, we've been doing between 100 and 200 bags of groceries once a month that we give out in our parking lot. So this is in addition to the work that we're already doing, and we're quite excited about it because it's going to give yet another option. Besides fresh produce, one of the really interesting changes to all of the Woo fridges over the past year or so has been the addition of homemade food. In other words, if the food is labeled properly and any allergens are identified on the label, people can make sandwiches or soups or whatever they want to. And we hope to do that also in conjunction with we have a rather nice kitchen at the church, which we're hoping we'll be able to do some hot meals on occasion, especially as the weather gets colder. One of the things you mentioned about, keeping the fridges clean that has fascinated me is that if you visit any of the existing four Worcester fridges, you'll see that there's a great big QR code on the door of the refrigerator. And when folks go there, they can scan the code and then give a report on the condition of the fridge. For example, the fridge on Main Street at 910 Main Street needs cleaning, or there's plenty of lettuce but there's no tomatoes, or whatever people want to write to keep the refrigerators stocked and clean. So we're sort of training our folks to take a little bit of ownership here, but it's not going to be just a project of the parish, but of the whole Worcester Fridge community, which is already doing great work. People go, for example, to Target once a week and pick up literally tons of food that would otherwise just get thrown away, and they distribute them out to the four, soon to be five fridges. So it's a program that's already working. We're plugging in, the whole idea of this is, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, here's a program that already works. It can be duplicated very easily, whether it's a church or a senior center or any kind of a civic group that wants to do it can easily do it. It just takes a little team of people to have the motivation to get it up and running. And we couldn't be more excited at St. Matthew's. In fact, I think we have the perfect location for it, right at the corner of Cambridge Street and Southbridge Street.
Unfortunately, we need more fridges because I was just reading recently 1.8 million just adults, 1.8 million adults are have food insecurity just here in Massachusetts. 1.8 million. That's just adults. That's not counting, people with kids too. So
they're saying that 15% of the population of Worcester is food insecure.
that's unacceptable. And
it is.
And it just shows what you just described there, a community coming together, not just to fill these fridges and to put new fridges up, but to maintain them also.
Yeah.
And it really is a statement about the community. And for people who don't know, you don't have to fill out any forms. You can just go to the fridges, and if you need food, it's there for you. And it's same thing with donating too. You can donate to those fridges anytime. I always like to say when I go do my grocery shopping, I pick up a few extra things, extra bag of apples, celery, carrots, some non-perishable stuff, and just stop by the fridge and drop them off.
Excellent, and that's exactly the idea. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm really happy this worked out, and that we're getting another fridge, and it's great that the work you're doing with that and all the other work that you mentioned, Doug. We really appreciate it. And so it's Sunday at noon at St. Matthew's Parish.
Yeah, but I have to put a plug in. Come to church at 10:30, special time. We usually start at 10, but
Okay.
this week it's 10:30.
Okay.
So, and then the ribbon cutting will be right at noontime after that. We'd like to have a big crowd, so please come.
Can people bring donations to the fridge?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, at that time? Okay, great.
And
Fantastic.
we're going to have a reception in the church hall right afterward with some sandwiches and snacks and whatever's left over from that, of course, we're putting right into the fridge.
That's great. Well, Doug Borowski from St. Matthew's Parish, thank you so much for doing the work that you do. It's needed now more than ever. Congratulations on getting that fridge up and running. And Sunday at noon, St. Matthew's Parish, we hope to see a lot of people there.
695 Southbridge Street. See you there.